My name is Tara Miyazaki, and my presentation is on the Holy Roman Empire. How did the Holy Roman Empire start? So, the Holy Roman Empire started with the Carolingian Empire. The Frankish king Charlemagne conquered most of Europe, and he took that land and carved out his own empire and called it the Kingdom of Francia. Pope Leo III crowned Charlemagne as emperor. Emperor Charlemagne split his empire into 3 parts for him and his 2 sons to rule over. And those 3 parts were West Francia, Middle Francia, and East Francia. After Charlemagne died, his sons were fighting over who would be the next emperor, and they couldn't decide. So the Kingdom of Francia fell into a deep chaos. And this is Emperor Charlemagne. How did the Holy Roman Empire start? The Ottonian dynasty. King Otto I saw the chaos happening in the Kingdom of Francia, and he decided that he needed to step in. Otto I was able to settle affairs and bring peace to the empire. And because he was able to bring peace, the Pope was so grateful for them bringing his kingdom back to its original glory. And the Pope was so grateful that he offered to crown Otto I as the new emperor. Emperor Otto I turned what used to be the Kingdom of Francia into the Kingdom of Germany, where the Holy Roman Empire would remain for the rest of history up until its downfall. The Ottonian Empire remained dominant and gained a lot of land until the investor controversy. The investor controversy was the question of who remained supreme, and it was between the Pope or the Emperor. And this is Emperor Otto I. As you can see, he's very dominant in all of his pictures and sculptures and paintings. How did the Holy Roman Empire start? Stauffer dynasty. The Stauffer dynasty was one of the most influential dynasties of the Holy Roman Empire. This was when Frederick I became emperor. Frederick I was also known as Barbarossa because of his big red beard, and you can tell from this picture how big and red his beard was. During this dynasty, the empire had been playing a major role in the Crusades, and the Crusades were the fight to claim Jerusalem. Frederick I was known for the 2nd and 6th Crusade, where the Holy Roman Empire had been able to take Jerusalem for themselves. How did the emperors come into power? Well, the succession of an emperor was completely dependent on the Pope. The Pope would choose someone to coronate, and the Pope wanted someone who was qualified. So when looking for a new emperor, they mostly looked for former kings or co-emperors, as the emperors before them had advisors or people who would help them govern this whole land. And as you can see here, that is Pope Leo III, who put Charlemagne as emperor and the first emperor. So he's kind of a big deal. Where's the Holy Roman Empire located? So as you can see on this map, this purple area, the Holy Roman Empire is located in modern-day Western and Central Europe, and includes parts of modern-day France, Germany, and Italy. this is just an overview of all the important figures that we've talked about and what they did to set up the Holy Roman Empire for greatness. So we have Charlemagne, the first emperor, Pope Leo III, who crowned Charlemagne, Otto I, who took over after Charlemagne and brought the Holy Roman Empire to the greatness it was, and Frederick I, a Holy Roman Emperor who brought the Holy Roman Empire to victories during the Crusades. What was taught in the Holy Roman Empire? The official religions for the Holy Roman Empire were mainly Catholicism, Lutheranism, and Calvinists. And these are all religions that are based around the Godhead or around God. And this is why it was such a big deal for the Holy Roman Empire to be able to maintain the land of Jerusalem, because it was where Christ had lived. The government was also an elective absolute monarchy, so the Pope would elect an emperor, and the emperor kind of counted as a messenger from God. So God would tell the emperor something, and the emperor would tell it to the people. He was kind of known as like the middle ground between God and the people. The fall of the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire had reigned for over 1,000 years, and it wasn't until the Napoleonic Wars that the Holy Roman Empire was on its downfall. Napoleon, when he came into reign, had disbanded the Holy Roman Empire so that it would be easier for him to control his kingdom. Where's the Holy Roman Empire today? The Holy Roman Empire, as soon as Napoleon went into power, it was conquered and completely dissolved. And ever since then, the Holy Roman Empire is completely extinct. These are my works cited from Lumen, World History Encyclopedia, Britannica, and History Today. Thank you.